Hey guys, what is up here? I have the Draco out with me. This is a newer airplane for me. Well, it's actually about a week old, but I got it all set up, and I had it brand new, but I did have a little bit of a tumble with it already on my first flight. I kind of forgot how heavy this airplane is. I'm not sure the exact weight with the battery, but it's pretty heavy. The only other updates I did is I had these Dubro air-filled tires, which are awesome. The only thing that's wrong, or that the only complaint I have, is the nut that screws onto the axle. These tires are a little bit wider in the middle, so you have to tighten them down, but when you tighten them down, it almost locks up the tires, so there's a fine balance between having it too tight or too loose to where it'll just work okay. So right now there's no resistance, which is fine. But I have to say, the detail on this airplane is amazing. I'm sure you've seen unboxings and other videos about it, so you probably know a little bit about it. But a lot of the parts on it that matter are a hard plastic or metal, which is really nice. And then also has these wingtip protectors right here. These are metal. The aileron counterweights, and then same on the other side. And then if you look, there's lights on the wings, underneath the wings right there and right there, and that cockpit lights up, and you can adjust all the lights. I have mine set to my R knob, so I can adjust everything from my R knob. It is 6S powered. Besides that, I think that's about it. The suspension is pretty nice. I think they're just spring. I don't think there's any oil in there. And then of course the back is also has a spring, the back wheel, so it is nice. And when I did have my first tumble, I broke this in half, so I just re-glued it. Besides that, it flies good, and let's take it up and show you how it flies. And I think they have a pre-programmed mix, because when you turn left on the ailerons, the rudder also turns left, just like that, you see? The reverse thrust set up on channel G. You know, once we're going forward and land, let me just demonstrate real quick for you. You can go ahead and slow it down just like that. Have my safe on in case I need it, otherwise it's just AS3X. Flaps are good, and then of course all my lights are on the R knob, so we'll have to do a night flight sometime to show everyone my rates on this channel right here. So let's go ahead and fly it a little bit. My battery is at about storage right now, but I can fly it for a little bit, so here we go.
Flaps up. Flight pack 22.5 volts.
It is a very graceful airplane. Just need to trim it out a little bit.
Flight pack 22.4 volts.
I'm barely at probably 30% throttle right now.
Flight pack 22.7 volts.
All right, just trimming it out right now.
Flight pack 22.1.
Let's go ahead and
landing flaps.
do a landing right here.
Flight pack.
I hit the wrong channel when I tried to do my reverse thrust, so that was kind of silly of me.
Takeoff flaps.
But oh, I'm stuck in a rock right there. There we go.
22.2.
But it does look super nice.
Flaps up.
And this is not going to be, you know, an aerobatic performer like the Extra 300 or any of the other crazy aerobatic performers. It is a STOL plane, so it's meant for, you know, the short takeoff landings, etc.
Flight pack 22.4 volts. Braking. Normal mode.
That worked pretty good.
Takeoff flaps.
Let me just show you guys how well this thing can take off. I'm just gonna punch it and we're gonna take off.
Landing flaps.
Let me make sure my wheel's not gonna fall off. Okay.
Flight pack 20.
All right, here we go. That's about 10 feet probably. But boy, this is a nice looking airplane. Very easy to see against the blue sky with no clouds.
Flight pack 22.0 volts. Landing flaps.
Just remember to keep your airspeed up with these flaps on.
Flight pack 22.6 volts. Braking normal mode.
All right, let's do a no flap takeoff. Actually, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna take off from this little ledge right here. All right, being a bush plane, let's see if we can get up this little hill. And there actually is quite a bit of prop clearance, which is nice. Oh yeah, that's easy.
22.3 volts. Takeoff flaps. Flight pack 22.3 volts.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Landing the tricycle landing gear airplanes are a little challenging because you have kind of a fine point that you gotta land on the mains with, like too high of a pitch and you're gonna crash, too low of a pitch, you're gonna crash. So that was a no flap.
Braking. Flight pack 21.2 volts.
That's very nice. We still got some juice left, so let's go ahead and fly some more. And again, this is not a speed monster, but let me do a high speed pass so you guys can kind of get an idea of how quick it is. So this is full speed right here. So not too bad at all.
Flight pack 21.2 volts. Takeoff flaps. Time remaining 1 minute.
Okay, let's go ahead and land it.
Landing flaps.
Get my flaps in all the way.
Flight pack 22.3 volts.
You do want to angle it down so you have some airspeed coming in so you don't drop it too quick.
Braking.
So that was about, I don't know, maybe 25 feet I could stop this thing in. Once I practice some more, I'm sure I can get a lot shorter landing distances. So this, the first flight I had in here, I'm pretty sure this was a 5,000 milliamp smart pack 6S.
Flight pack, no data.
And let's get this out of here so I can show you guys. Yep. So I got about 10 minutes of good flight time on this pack. I did have a couple flights before I started to shoot, and I had some guys on a golf cart come over and ask me about it and whatnot, so I kind of showed them a little bit. But center of gravity, I had to push all the way back and it was just fine. I didn't actually measure any center of gravity, but now we're gonna go with the 7,000, see how this does on the 7,000. My call outs for voltage are a little bit too often, so I'm gonna go ahead and change that. I think I have it set to every 15 seconds, so I'm gonna change it to every 30 seconds. And I wanna figure out a way where I can just hear a call out by flipping a switch or something like that. I know John with Two Brothers RC, he has his call outs on a switch. So I need to figure out how to do that. Make sure your throttle cut is always on, safety first as always.
Flight pack 25.1 volts.
Okay, there we go.
Motor on. Flight pack
Let's do a no flap takeoff full throttle. Here we go. There is a little bit of a difference with it, obviously with no flaps.
Flight pack 23.2 volts.
And I did notice too that the you know, with that 7,000 milliamp pack, it did take me a little bit longer to get airborne with.
Flight pack 24.0 volts. Landing flaps.
Okay, let's see how slow we can get this thing. I'm gonna bring it back in.
Flight pack 23.2 volts. Landing flaps.
That's pretty gnarly.
Flaps up. Flight pack 20.
Okay, let's practice some full stops here. I'm gonna go ahead and line up by the tree line up here, and I'm gonna start to bring it down then.
Flight pack 24.1 volts. Landing flaps. Braking. Flight pack 20.
I do like that reverse thrust a lot. Let's see if I can go ahead and bring it back this way. This is kind of loose, huh? All right. Just looks kind of wobbly on the ground.
Flight pack 24.5 volts. Motor on. Takeoff flaps. Flaps up. Flight pack 23.9 volts. Flight pack 22.8 volts.
Little loop-de-loop. Now let's do another full speed low pass.
Flight pack 22.6 volts. Flight pack 22.5 volts.
Whoa, started to get a little fishy there with the upside down flight. All right, let's do a full stop again.
Safe mode.
Whoops.
AS3X mode. Landing flaps. Flight pack 23.6 volts. Braking.
I love that reverse thrust.
Takeoff flaps.
That is pretty cool.
Flight pack 23.6 volts. Flaps up.
Let's cruise with some about 50% throttle here.
Flight pack 23.2 volts. Flight pack 23.4 volts. Landing flaps. Flight pack 20.
Coming in for another landing.
Volts.
Oops. Oh.
Braking. Normal mode. Takeoff flaps. Flight pack 23.5 volts. Flaps up.
So that was kind of a bad landing.
Flight pack 22.0 volts. Landing flaps.
Okay, let's try another landing here.
Flight pack 23.5 23.3 volts. Braking. Braking. Normal mode.
What's nice is the rocks all over, they don't really affect the ground handling performance of this airplane. Of course, if you hit a big rock, it's gonna stop it, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Time remaining 1 minute. Flight pack 22.0 volts. Flaps up.
Just yank and bank it.
Flight pack 23.0 volts.
A little bit of a touch and go.
Flight pack 21.9 volts. 30 seconds. Takeoff flaps. 20 seconds. Flight pack 23.0 volts.
It does fly really easy, really good. Just keep in mind that if you do get this airplane, it is heavy and it will stall if you do go too slow, and it doesn't just stall like nicely, it drops a wing pretty drastically.
Braking. Flight pack 22.0 volts.
All right, so that was about 5 minutes right there on the 7,000, and we're at about storage voltage now, so we probably have about another couple minutes of flight.
Flight pack 23.0 volts. Takeoff flaps. Flaps up. Flight pack 21.
What's nice is you can steer this pretty nicely with the rudder.
Flight pack 22.6 volts.
I mean, normally you say gliders are graceful.
Landing flaps.
This plane is definitely pretty graceful.
22.8 volts. Braking. Normal mode. Takeoff flaps.
Yeah, the ground handling is just really good.
2.7 volts. Flaps up. Flight pack 21.6 volts.
Now the real fun part will be taking this out somewhere where I'm required to take off and land in a short, distance.
Flight pack 21.7 volts.
Oh, I think I lost a wheel. Oh, guys, I lost a wheel.
22.5 volts.
Look at that. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, well, this will be challenging.
Flight pack 22.4 volts. Landing flaps.
Oh.
Flight pack 22.7 volts. Throttle cut.
All right. Yeah, it looks like the nut just came off.
Flight pack 22.7.
All right, let's go get that wheel. I thought I saw something bouncing when I took off again. I saw it skipping over the road. So that kind of sucks, but let's get it put back on. I don't think I have any spare nuts with me, so that'll probably be it for now. But yeah, I guess Loctite would have been a good idea, huh? All right. Well, the important thing is we got this wheel back. This is probably half a pound too, so I did notice as soon as I lifted off, the center of gravity changed. And I'm missing a screw in there. What the heck? Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a fun flight. Always good practice, I guess, to land without a wheel if you need to. No damage to the plane. Propeller's a little scuffed up, but that was also from before. Yeah, so I just need to go home. I think if I tighten these screws, it'll compress the centerpiece more to where I can actually screw it on better. Actually, you know, I did break the tip of a prop. Well, that kind of stinks. But besides that, she's a good flyer. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next video.